Alrighty. Yeah. I don't know why it's not showing you on there, Cody. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, we got you on here. That's the important part. So yeah, welcome in everybody. I know that everyone's joining in. We are live on all platforms, so we'll have the link later on for you guys to join in. But certainly ask your questions in the comment section. We will definitely try to answer. Our moderators are joining shortly, so bear with us on that. If I do miss your question or comment, I do apologize. I try to get to everybody. So, but welcome into episode. I didn't even change the title here. uh, what's in your portfolio? Episode 15. So definitely glad to have you guys in. So as we discussed, because I took a major hit, I just added up everything. So, my goodness, am I feeling it today?
I want to talk about basically like a lot of what's going on in the
Mhm.
market. Like a lot of what's going on right now in the market is just like people making news articles and crypto journalists doing their thing and stuff. But I think none of the news right now that's coming out in crypto even matters except for FTX.
Yeah, FTX is kind of the only one that's really newsworthy right now. There's a lot of craziness around that case, which is going to affect our portfolios down the road because we are going to see some huge chunks of losses and things like that.
Ethereum is being inflationary right now just because of the fees. They're super cheap. Eventually, Ethereum will go back to that I believe that next bull run, Ethereum will be the biggest deflationary asset in the whole crypto market, even more deflationary than Bitcoin. We just haven't hit a bull market yet, and Ethereum is only ultrasound money when it's in a bull market.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty much the case with Ethereum.
But if we were still on proof of work, oh my gosh, the inflation rate for Ethereum would be much higher. Like if Ethereum was still on proof of work, we'd probably have a lower price.
All right. Shout out to Crypto Gene. What's up, buddy? Hope you had a good night shift. Glad to have you in here. So, welcome into the stream as we talk about the portfolio. We're just doing some quick chatter about ETH, but before we get going, let me go ahead and talk over the base. Let's get the basics out of the way. We are the market cap for crypto is 1.05 trillion, kind of flat. Trading volume is at a pretty low compared to the other days, 15.5 billion. We got the greed and fear index at 40. We got Bitcoin pretty much flat, Ethereum flat, XRP below 50 cents at 48 cents. We got Polygon hovering at 51 cents. Dot still dropping slowly, almost eight, over 7% drop for the week so far. We got Litecoin pretty much flat. We got Chainlink pretty much flat, but down 5% on the week. We got Stellar about 0.5% up, but down 5% on the week. We got Cosmos down 5% a week, but it's at a low since in the last 2 years because I haven't seen it lower than the sevens, and it's now down pretty well. Shout out to Surgic Banger is glad to have you here. One of our great supporters, been with us for a while. Shout out to you guys, and definitely thank you guys for liking and sharing. It's all free if you guys could do that. We got Hedera at 4 cents, down about 3%. And of course, we got Quant down about a little over 3% on the 7 days, but pretty much flat at $85. And we have a couple others on our watch list. They're down somewhere between 5 and 8%. Um, Stacks is down only about 1% at 50 cents. I still say their payment platform that they came out with that I utilize is the Stacks payment system is still great, bar none, great. So that's just my point. I'm not paid for it. I just am a customer of the product. I use it for my business. So, for my moving company. But other than that, I think the market's been pretty flat. I know the gas fees are going to be high, which is why I say to everyone, make sure you get your ETH now to transfer your ERC coins and things like that, because it's it's going to be outrageous as everyone kind of piles in.
Yeah, like Ethereum gas fees are only a problem when on-chain activity is high. Right now you don't hear anybody talking about gas fees because there are no gas fees really.
Mhm.
It's like the average transaction fee is like two something dollars for ETH, which is still pretty high compared to like XRP. But
Mhm.
you're not going to hear anybody shit talking. And what's crazy about a bull run is in the bull run everybody talks shit about Bitcoin, and then you have everybody talking shit about Ethereum for the
Mhm.
fees. And then you have everybody glorifying altcoins. Right now, we're just in the, oh, I love Bitcoin phase. Everybody's a Bitcoin maxi until the bull run.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry, I was looking at some messages there. I do apologize, but yeah, it's the I'm still a whole long pretty much on Ethereum because I don't consider it an altcoin anymore. So that's why it's going to be in my portfolio, and now's the time to buy. But we also got to realize that all cryptos are going to be affected because the bankruptcy trustees are going to start selling off the found assets for FTX, which is in Ethereum, Bitcoin, uh, and of course various other coins. I think Solana's they have a lot
I
of
don't,
Solana's in there.
is what they have in crypto in the $1 billion range?
Uh, from what the auditors found, it's 8.1 billion in crypto.
That's actually not terrible.
Not
Believe it or not,
terrible, but
8.1 billion. It sounds like a lot, but to the crypto market, that wouldn't do much, honestly.
no, I think it really just hurt really the FTX coin even more because I think most of the assets were in the FTX coin.
If people are still trading FTX, what is wrong with you?
Well,
Like
Well,
seriously.
I get the point because the US trading platform is also trading is also doing stocks as well. So that's actually a viable business. So at the end of the day, someone might end up buying that business out of the court trustee and then rebuilding it. Um, Shout out to V V Nizzle. Glad to have you in here. Really appreciate the support. What will be the bull run narrative in the future? Um,
Oh, interoperability,
mhm.
layer twos, and gaming. Layer twos, gaming, and interoperability. And coins like Quant and XRP, those are going to be huge. People still say, oh, XRP, it hasn't hit all time highs yet. A lot of people will talk about XRP and like cheaper transactions, but I kind of think that was a little bit of 2021. What I think next bull run will be really heavy into is, again, interoperability, gaming, and what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have a delayed bull run, but I think it's all going to be centered around the kickoff is going to be really centered around the ETFs of Ethereum and Bitcoin. So Ethereum and Bitcoin will probably kick it off but there's also where it's the interoperability, the banking coins, the XRP, Quant, uh, XLM, HBAR, and oh devil, what's the other one? I'm so do apologize. I'm ridiculously tired. It just slipped my XDC. And some of the others out there, they're all gonna start really going. Yes, the ISO coins are all gonna start going. Are gonna really kick it off. Shout out to I am Rainy, Trump coin. I haven't heard of that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is one. But the meme coins are going to take off hard too in the bull run, like Dogecoin, Shiba, and Pepe coin, because I see so many people who are not really like heavy crypto followers, but they know those and they got money. It's like I met someone at the Casey's. We're just sitting in line. He's talking about crypto, and overhearing him, he's got $3,500 in Doge. I'm like, oh my goodness, like okay, so that's where people are putting their money into, and then
See,
Bitcoin and Ethereum. I do see advisors starting to move their clients' money into Bitcoin and Ethereum too, because they're trying to
this is
hedge the losses. Because right now, I'm going to go over my losses on my portfolio in just a moment because I took some heavy losses this month so far. We're talking six-figure losses on my portfolio. So, but all's good. We're just going to keep on trucking and dollar cost averaging in. Excuse me. That's what we should be focusing on at this point. But I'm sorry, Cody, you were about to say something there. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, you're good, man. I was waiting, but believe it or not, Dogecoin is actually not a degenerate play, and here's why: because you have people out here buying like Hex and Pulse Chain and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You know, somebody who's buying Dogecoin, that's not like okay. I would see somebody buying Dogecoin more intelligent than somebody who buys Shiba or like Hex. Like to me, at this point, Dogecoin has kind of been established enough to where it's been in the past two bull runs to where you can kind of count on that meme token. Like, if we have another Super Bowl or we have another event, odds are if they choose a crypto to talk about, it's either Bitcoin or Dogecoin because those two are the most attractive to the public.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me catch up on some comments here. I am Rainy TBR coin. I'm guessing you're talking about Torchbearer coin. Um, just really looked it up. Looks like it hasn't even launched yet. Or is that referring to Trump coin? Um, Shout out to V Nizzle, unrealized gains, brother. Yeah, that's what losses are, unrealized gains, especially if you're in the right investments. What about AI? We could talk about AI in a little bit. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I am so done with Sheeb. They've burnt me so much. I would buy only for a quick flip. And yeah, it's a lottery token. Like many meme coins, you just only put what you're going to lose in it and then what you're willing to lose. And if it goes up like 10%, 20 or 100, or you triple your money on it, then you cash out right away. Like that's just my opinion on it. I don't see it going anywhere other than just user popularity. Like it doesn't really have much other value to it. Um Let me go over because I have to stop sharing real quick. Um Let me pull up my portfolio here. All right. So I kind of added everything in for you guys. So let's go over what I've lost. Now, this is total losses on all the stocks and crypto stocks. I'm down really about 6% on everything, but 6% on what I have is quite a bit of money. And then crypto is like it's down 22% from the week prior. So it is ridiculous how much it dropped in just 1 week. I think a lot of it's going with the FTX case because every time we get more bad news, more bad news. But the volume, what the volume is showing is, let me pull that up real quick. What the volume is showing is that people are just buying and then going right to hard wallets, which is what I recommend. Get yourself a good hard wallet. Like don't keep it on these exchanges. A lot of them are privately owned, so
And they're not
they're
banks.
not banks and things like that. So it's going to be quite interesting to see where we're going with it, but at the same where people are going to go with it. But I think now because of FTX, Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, and a few other chains that went down, it's sufficiently scared people enough to get hard wallets. Shout out to Colin NFT. I did see your one there. I do apologize. I know that you shout out to Puerto Rico because they're tax haven for crypto. Absolutely. And any one of us, you don't need a visa to go there. I don't know why. I've seen people like, no, it's part of the United States. You can just go there. But it is a vastly different culture here, so than the mainland. So just beware of that. But
You
Coin
know,
NFT. I love my Arceus wallet. You could stake Cardano on it. Yes, you could start staking on that now too, which I like too. You got to get the black, the you got to update your wallet if you got the old one and get the black card. I'm sorry, Cody, go on there.
Oh, you're good. This is kind of off topic, but on topic at the same time. I kind of want to mention this that I found out recently that, believe it or not, the biggest age range that's in crypto right now, or that has been in crypto, is not Zoomers. It's the millennials. I found this out recently, but actually, most people who are in crypto are millennials, like younger millennials. Like it's not much Gen Z. Like, believe it or not, a lot of people in my generation actually call crypto a scam. Like I see people at work talking about crypto. I see some Gen Z talking about crypto, but it's mostly uh what do you call it? Your generation, the one I just said.
Jen, yeah,
Millennials.
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 Mhm.
It's the millennials that have the money that are in crypto.
Yep. Yeah, and that's going to be the thing because millennials now are in their 30s and 40s, like my age. We're kind of late 30s, early 40s. We're longer in our careers. We've built up experience. We've been at our jobs longer. Our incomes are higher, so we have more money to invest. Um, and
Yeah.
and especially if you've done it smartly, you have more money to invest. So there's a lot that can be attributed to that. But moving on.
I think only the red pill Gen Zers or the people who are in red pill content
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I think those are the Gen Z people that are in crypto.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be interesting because like all the red pill community, they are going to be propping up the crypto industry because they're going to constantly be investing in it. Right.
Steph is cold. He's one of them. Steph is cold talked
Mhm.
about ETH of every now. He talks about
Mhm.
ETH every now and then. He's a red pill content creator.
Oh yeah, but anyway, let me go on with my losses here. I don't know how to zoom in here, but you can see we're in the middle of October. My losses are a total for both stocks and crypto $520,409. So my portfolio in crypto went from 1.2 million and dropped down to 946,000. And then my dividend portfolio went from almost 1.8 down to 1.6 and a half. And then my betterment dropped by about 100,000, or yeah, about looks like about 100,000. And then Wealthfront dropped like 60,000. So yeah, or yeah, it's about 60,000. So yeah, it dropped pretty big losses there. I got to adjust the revenue on some of this because I have a little bit more apartments filled than I did the last than at the beginning of the month. So November, I'm going to be making a little bit more revenue on my real estate, and I got to adjust the revenues to what they actually are because my moving company is going to end this year just over 10 million. So, but this one might be another company I might be selling because someone put in an offer for it, and we see the sales of homes dropping to below 87 levels, which is, if none of you are familiar, 1987 was a pretty bad year as well for finances in the world and the economy. And back then, not a lot of people were buying anything at that point. That was like a really big crash. So, and it wasn't as bad as 2008, but it was pretty bad. And like housing sales didn't get to even better, even remotely close to what people consider normal until like late 90s. So it was definitely an interesting time. But right now I see like I do see logistics moving goods across country and doing logistics and white glove delivery is definitely going to be where we're at because food and necessities and a lot of construction equipment needs to be delivered. So it's going to be interesting to see where, because I have a meeting with my financial advisor next week. So we're going to be interesting to see where I'm going to land on that. Let me go ahead and share this. Go back to this. So shout out to Crypto Dream. I need to learn TA and all of that and all that. Any great books or stuff I can learn, stuff to learn, all that from. I learned a lot from just from who I met and who trained me. I don't really know a lot of good books out there, but for real estate, it's really you got to find who would be the local. If you're looking to get better at real estate, find the people who are looking good at who are who are good, who are like kind of like the big landlord in your area. If you're looking for trading and stocks and analysis and all that stuff, a lot of the good people aren't online. Although there's a lot of good things I can say about Q Banks. I reviewed his products, what he does and what he teaches people. It's good. I wouldn't try to pay for it. I try to learn for it, learn about it. There's a couple. There's one guy. He just posts shorts on how to trade. I never followed him. I just see him on my timeline, on my feed on YouTube. So I'll have to find him again. But it's like when you start researching it, he starts to pop up, but he only does like shorts and TikToks, and he can do all the trading strategies, the buying signals and patterns and things like that. But the best thing I could say is to buy and hold. But if you're trying to start your first bag, the best thing I could say is go to Betterment, set your risk tolerance, and invest in there. Let the algorithm do the investing for you because they do an AI algorithm that does micro trades to help protect your value. So that would be a good way to say hmm, a good way for you to build that first. So that way that's your nest egg and it's constantly reinvesting dividends, assets, all that stuff in there. And then you can go do something else. And that's what I would suggest. And then, but as far if you want to do day trading, I can't really help or suggest on it because like I don't know about day trading. I don't do it like that. I just trade where I see value or arbitrage trading, things like that. That's all I really do. All right. I guess Cody had to step out for a second here. I'm sure he'll come back in and share. But yeah, let us know if you guys want to join live. I'm putting the link in the bio in the chat here on YouTube and we were on Twitch there. So if you're following there, definitely certainly leave a go there and leave a like if you like. Or and also if you want to join live. Uh, Shout out to Crypto Dream going back to work. Sadly, hey, as long as you get a break there, buddy, I certainly understand. But we do appreciate you joining in on us, joining in on the live here. Really appreciate that. I guess Cody kind of stepped out there for a second. So if you guys have questions, this is usually the part where you guys want me to research some stocks or crypto and things like that. We definitely can go ahead. I know that stocks are just on a steady downward turn, so it probably would be good to just dollar cost average into the projects you believe in, and I wouldn't pay too much attention and don't panic sell right now because that'd be the worst thing that you could do is to panic sell. But definitely, there really isn't a lot of good stocks I have right now, other than what I have in my portfolio. And what I have in my portfolio, well, let's cover the crypto. Like the main crypto I have is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Dot, Quant, Ads, Link, and Litecoin. I'm probably going to invest more into ads because I took a huge hit on ads. Shout out to the Reptile King. What's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in and joining us. I'm doing well. A little tired, but I'm having a great day so far. Hope you're having a wonderful day too. Uh, and what I have in my stocks is Bank of America, NLY, Walmart token. I'm not token. I don't know why I said that. Walmart, Coinbase, Healthcare Association, BlackRock, AT&T, Apple, Microsoft, Porch Moving Group, and ORC. Glad to hear you're having a wonderful day there, Reptile King. Glad to have you in here on this early Sunday morning. I know Sundays is usually everyone's day to either sleep in or people are going to family events or church. I do have to FaceTime my aunt because it is her birthday today. So I've already wished her happy birthday, but I do have to go in and FaceTime her as well. So with that said, I hope you guys your portfolios are doing well too. I hope that you know you're not suffering too much losses on there and you're still dollar cost averaging in. Uh, Also, I just want to say if you're trying to research something new, crypto or stock wise or investment wise, just be careful because this is the time for new scammers to start popping up and rearing their head. I do have a video about that I'm editing to be put up for one of the scams going on with DJ Envy and Caesar Pina. I go show how tired I am. I haven't even had coffee yet today. Uh, that real estate scam that he was doing. So I think you guys will enjoy that. It'll be on Patreon tomorrow, and then it'll be live on Friday afternoon for you guys. Shout out to Lifelong Learner. Glad to have you in here. Welcome in. Thoughts on AGIX? Are we looking at a crypto or are we looking at a stock there? Because if we're looking at crypto, I hope I got this right. Singularity Net. I think we covered this one a few months ago, but it's always good to go back and look at it. The last time we covered it, it's like it has some use cases. We didn't really get to do like a deep dive on it. So let's just take a quick look at the white paper while we have it here. Um, I think decentralized open market and network for AIs development environment. Okay, so allows the AI. I guess it's for researching, programming, and developing AIs and making it a little easier for that. But I really want to know what the why this needs a coin. But if it's operating once again, it's operating on. It seems like they're saying it operates on Web3. So you want to be careful because sometimes some things can use some buzzwords as they're going through with things to try to hype up what they're doing. But we'll have it. Looks I do like that it's an actual detailed white paper. Like I'm not looking through 5 pages that was put together by someone in grade school. It looks like there's time, thought, and effort put in this. There's reasonable explanation. Let me share this tab for you guys. Um, Looks like they have something. Let's go take a look at the trading volume. That's the best way to take a look. AGIX. There you are. Bum, 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 bum. We're at the 30 minutes. Let's go take a look back a month. Take a look at days. Okay, so oops, share this tab. Okay, so we're looking at it from basically the beginning of this year. It's been around a while, as you see during the last bull run. It seems to be spiking and dropping down. So it has a good buy signal here. Like as far as like long term hold, it's actually looking pretty good there. So lifelong learner, I think we might have picked a good one to take a look at. Um, the volume of trading seems just pretty even. Like there's same amount of selling and buying, but let's take a look at 5 minute chart. So yeah, it seems like it should be going back up in the short term, but in the long term, it should have a good a good run up. Shout out to Control Your Own. Good afternoon to you too. I'm guessing because like it's 11 in the morning here, but good afternoon to you, buddy. What are we looking at? We are looking at AGIX Singularity Net, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good one. I surprisingly did not favor it, so I'm going to favor that. So it's going to be on my watch list for you guys. It's got almost 40,000 followers. It's got plenty of activity in the community, but it's also got plenty of activity on oops, just in trading volume and everything. But let's take a look over here, see what's going on here. So market caps 205 million, trading volumes 8.5 million. Max supply is 2 billion. It's right now total supply is 1.3 billion. So this isn't going to be one that's going to be hitting a pretty high value per coin, but we have a lot. It has a lot of potential, and it's probably going to get to, if it does well during the bull run, we'll see it back at its all-time high of $1.86. Well, I might even see a little bit more than that, maybe like 250. That was like 6 years ago, but still active project, still has some value. I can do a real deep dive on it and do a separate video on it later, which is why I added it to my follow. Shout out to Johnny Flowers. Look up CEO. Well, we can certainly do that. Let's take a look. CEO. Okay, so they've been around since March, and it is pretty flat. Wow, I don't know if that's a right number, but saying market cap is $1,600. Total volume is 35,000. So it's being traded back and forth consistently right now. Well, we got 10 million. We have 10 million supply, but it's saying its max supply is 1 million, which is very interesting. I don't know. It's not giving me good signs right now for your flowers. Definitely not giving me a good sign, but let's take a look at the white paper. All right. Well, since we're looking at the white paper, let's go take a look at the website. Usually, if you're thinking, because it looks like the age of this one is done. Oh, okay. You meant the CEO of Edge. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, whew. All right. Well, we can certainly do that. Let's go take a look at that. Age. All right. Well, for anyone that was wondering, that token CEO you don't want to do because that looks like it's a done deal. Well, let's open up this guy here. Okay. Let me go back over here, share screen. All right, now I got this pulled up. So let's take a look at about so we got the CEO here, Dr. Ben Gertel. Let's take a look at his LinkedIn profile. Let's pull that one up. There, he's posting about it, but don't know if it's showing him in any articles. But he's held quite a bit of positions. He's clearly a chairman on a lot of sites, a lot of businesses and groups. I don't know what Humanity Plus is. We could look at that later. But I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing about him. Visit site. Let's go see if we'll open that tab up. So we have Dr. Ben Cortez or Goretzel, sorry if I'm not, and David Hansen. co-founder, CEO, and chief scientist. Then we got the executive teams: Janet Adams, Dr. Matt Eichel as the chief science officer, head of crypto operations. Okay, so this is kind of like an executive team I can appreciate on them because you got people with experience. You got a few young people in there, but you got people with experience. Welcome in, Freddie. Glad to have you in here, and welcome in. Do your own research. Thank you for joining. Really glad to have you in here too. One of our great supporters. Shout out to you, Freddie. Glad. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great day as well. Um, it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at this guy here. Well, before we do that, let's go over to his website. I have a feeling this guy's definitely a hippie. Definitely more like he's definitely got to be into psychedelics. It's like he has to be. Um, I don't know. It seems like he's got a lot of videos, so I'm gonna have to watch those videos. But we'll definitely have to see where it goes there. I'll have to do more on this guy, and we'll have to go from there. Shout out to Freddie. What do you think of Binance? At least I guess the Binance US. Binance, I think Binance is doing the exact same thing that FTX was doing. They just didn't get caught yet because he mimicked all that stuff. But it's hard to say because it's just all allegations. But if Sam Bankman learned a lot from him about how to set up his own token, how to do a lot of things, uh, you know, it is what it is. But one thing that is driving me crazy about Binance is that the people that are getting paid in the Binance token are not holding that token; they're selling it immediately. So that goes to show you anything. And there's some incongruencies going on with Binance, but the SEC will be coming after them again. Trust me, it'll be after Gensler leaves, but they will be coming after them again. Um, let's see here. Freddie, I'm not sure what you're saying, like not financial advice. Well, referring to anything I say, it's like I'm not your registered financial advisor, but I am a registered broker with a Series 7. So I can only tell you from what I know from reading what the regulations and laws say on that. But I just have a feeling they're going to come back for him. Something's going to happen. But this FTX case is going to be over. It's going to drag on for a little bit. Shout out to Freddie. What do you think of the AMC stock? I think AMC is it's kind of over with. Like movie theaters are going to be over with unless if they can utilize the consumer experience and enhance it. There's really otherwise they're going to go the way of Blockbuster with AMTC or AMC because back in the day, like 25 years ago, they had a really good experience. The IMAX theaters, the bigger modern theaters at the time, you the best thing that they actually did was all their big movie theaters because every theater always had a long line for like the concession stand. Well, what they did was they made multiple ones across everywhere. So you can go anywhere. Like if your movie was in one wing, you didn't have to walk all the way over to one concession stand. You could walk over to that area's concession. So if they can somehow bring the movie magic back to the AMC theater, they'll have a fighting chance. But the way it's going, streaming and all those platforms and the makers of the movie streaming it themselves, that's where it's going. Shout out to X System Tracks is a technology used to do marketing from Earth to other planets. It will take over AI. Um, well, it sounds kind of it always sounds kind of sketchy when we talk about like technology going to other planets in our system, but that's that's where we're going to be headed in the next couple hundred years, and that's where technology is leading us. Because eventually, what's going to happen is we have two options: we can either re-terraform the Earth ourselves, or we can invest in taking the heavy metal manufacturing and mining and refining off the planet and start utilizing the planets around us. Because like iron, like there's tons of asteroids with iron and things like that. That's where we should be doing a lot of that. Because cadmium, lithium, things like that need mercury, and then that's poisoning our environment. What we can do is take what that process and just move it off to another planet, and then ship it, and then manufacture it there and ship the final product back to Earth. That's probably going to be the economy in the next couple hundred years. Shout out to X System. What do you think about Costco stock? They're doing a phenomenal job, and the fact that they're creating buzz around keeping their prices, some of their staple prices, the same, like the $1.50 hot dog and a drink. You get a foot long hot dog and a drink for $1.50, or the $4 rotisserie chicken. What was it? The 250 two, I think it was like 250 for two slices and a drink. That's definitely going to cause that's definitely going to cause them to corner that market. I'm sorry, a little tired here. I'm trying to read your comments as I'm reading them out loud, so bear with me here. Yes, it's definitely going to change. They're going to change that type of consumer base, and plus, since you have to have a membership, you can't get in. They're more immune to the theft rates that are going on. So, but since they're helping people, like there are people there that shop for their toilet paper, all their necessities, and then they buy dinner there if they're a member, and they save a ton of money in the long term. Shout out to X System again, or System 31 that returned Vuhiki or Vukiki policy. Uh, Not sure what you mean by that, but it will come. Shout out to AY. I guess it's best way to say it. Bitcoin to 1.5 million by 2030. That's a little bit much, but I could see 150,000 by 130. What do you think of the Vanguard Information Technology ETF? Not Not really. I just don't see it moving that fast. But like I said, volume on Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin is set by the value of those who believe it and what value it can give. Um, Shout out to System 31 again. What do you think about the Vanguard Information Technology ETF? I really don't I'm not a big fan of Vanguard because one, they mismanage their funds, and the only reason they get away with it is because they have the largest amount. But some of their stuffs are good, some of their stuffs are bad. I think anything in technology long term is going to be good, but short term you're going to probably take a lot of losses on that because there's going to be a lot of projects. They all have great ideas, but not the right time, and they're going to come and go. Shout out to AY spot ETFs by the end of the year. I know that the grayscale one's going to get pushed through. It by the end of the year, I don't know. It's probably beginning of next year. It'll definitely be right around the halving. We should have a handful of Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETFs. Shout out to Freddie. What's your favorite cryptos? My top 5 right now is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant, XRP, and Chainlink. Those are my top 5. Like if I had to condense my portfolio down, those would be the top 5 that I would keep me personally. Um, Shout out to AY. They'll all get approved at once. It could be. They'll probably start seeing tractions on crypto ETFs once Gary Gensler is out and they really start focusing on it. I'm surprised you got a lot about crypto today, not much about business and real estate. Let me see here. I don't think Cody joined in again. Let's see here. Got a few guys shout out. If you guys can give us some likes and follows too on the other platforms, really help. The ETFs will change the game. They'll change the volume. As part of the reason why I think there's a suppression on the crypto prices and market, because they're trying to keep Ethereum and Bitcoin low so that they can make money off these ETFs. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Good morning to you too. Glad to have you in here, one of our longtime supporters. Thanks for joining the live. What cities are your businesses in? Well, my construction company that I'm a part of I'm 33% ownership in it, is in Dallas, and we cover all of Texas, but Dallas. Logistics company is Dallas, Kansas City, and St. Louis. And of course, my moving company is Dallas, Northwest Arkansas, Little Rock, St. Louis, Kansas City, Wichita, Tulsa. So kind of still growing, and we do plan on opening up a couple more sites out of there. Let me get back to your answer. Sorry, Freddie. What were my favorite cryptos there, Freddie? So welcome back in. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Quant, and Chainlink. Those are the ones, my top 5, and the ones I have the highest investment in my portfolio. Then next would be DOT. DOT's like a close 6 behind it, and I do have a lot of money in DOT. I'm just trying. Chainlink surpassed it because I just been heavily putting into Chainlink. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. You're impressive with your business holdings. Hey, it's if you think that's crazy, like the people I meet in these networking, I'm like crazy. Like the one lady that I met, she's running $150 medical transfer business. She basically transfers organ tissue, medical waste, like transplants, like hearts, lungs, liver, kidneys. She does a phenomenal job, and she's saying that industry is only going to grow. Shout out to Derek. So do you have multiple offices? Really, a lot of my businesses are warehouses. So like we just have a small office, kind of like what I'm in here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, like a small office. Like that's it. That's all we really need. We don't need fancy. We don't need nothing to run logistics. Like 4 people work out of this office. This is my corporate office that I'm in. But because you don't really have to be here, a lot of it is on the road. Salespeople, like they're in here like Monday and Tuesday, and then the rest of the week they're on the road and they can work from home. Shout out to Hard Hitter. Are you familiar with Riot platforms? I am not. I'm not familiar with it. If you can give me a rundown. So, what you're talking about here, because there's a lot of the same terms both in crypto and stocks, or I don't know if you're referring to something else in business, because there's a lot that I don't know, and I go to show you can make a lot of money and not know everything. Like it's just impossible to know everything. Okay, look, it's a Bitcoin mining company. Okay. Overall Bitcoin mining, I have a lot of companies on my follow list, but I think they're a dying breed. I think they're a dying breed because they're either going to consolidate or they're going to move. They're going to consolidate or they're going to move. Someone just shout out to Hard Hitter. Someone just bought 580 million worth of stocks. I'm guessing of Riot stocks. Yeah, it's So if someone's doing that, I could tell you someone right now is consolidating, and best thing you do when you're consolidating is you're buying companies that you are underperforming your own company. So when they start to go down, you could either leverage buyout them at a great price, or when they go into bankruptcy, you can seek assets equal to the value of your holdings. But I don't own Riot stock. Shout out to Freddie. Do you believe on staking or lending stock for passive income? Um, the staking crypto is good because for a while there I was staking Crow, Atom, and Dot. I'm still staking Dot, and it's a good passive way to increase your holdings until when right before the bull run you'll want to wipe it out, get it all unstaked, and then sell your profits. Staking is a good way if you're staking for the right reasons and with the right places. Make sure for DeFi staking, you're looking into the right ones because sometimes you can't get your money back for certain ones. Lending stock. I know it's become very popular to do so. You can make a lot of money doing it, but you also are subject to a lot of risk because it depends on what you're lending that stock for. That stock might get liquidated. So just keep that in mind. For you, I'd say the best. There really is no passive income because we all have to work to build everything to garnish a return. But the best passive income you can think of is really real estate. I know it's hard to get into. You do need good credit and you do need money down for your first house or for your first rental property. But once you do it and you get the ball rolling, in about 10 years, you'll have a good passive income as long as you maintain the property, have maintain great tenants, and you're not some asshole landlord. You'll make it through. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Let me know when you make it to Oklahoma City area. Funny thing is, we're setting up a warehouse out there, so I'll probably be out there very shortly because we're working on a couple contracts. I want us to service the Oklahoma City area, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good, I think, for us and for my logistics company for Final Mile because that area is not growing crazy, but it's a steady area, Oklahoma City. Um, Shout out to Freddie. In 10 years, I'll be 40. In 10 years, I'll be 50. Born in 1983. But 10 years is not a long time. It will go by like that. So you'll if you don't do it right, if you don't set yourself up right in that time frame, it's going to take another 10 years to fix it. And then before you know it, now you're like getting 50s, 60s. And it's like, oh man, I should have been preparing. 93. Yep. I remember 93, 93. I was doing that was my first what was that? That those like a lot of good things came out in 93. But that was also the year I remember I was old enough to remember my parents were worried. My mom had just changed jobs from one accounting firm to another. Things weren't looking so hot in the economy, and she was worried that she was going to get laid off because she was just brought on. So it was a really crazy time. But hey, you're 30. You are in a good time. You still got plenty of time, but you do have. I don't know your situation there, Freddie, but as long as you have diligence and focus, and you try not to stray away from the path you desire for financial success, you will make it. I do recommend getting a financial advisor. That I do highly recommend. Get a financial advisor. They'll come up with a path for you. They'll tell you what you need to do and when you need to do it to help maximize your returns. Hey, you're welcome, buddy. I appreciate your support and joining the lives. Oh, and you guys could give us some shares and follow and likes. We really, really appreciate that because that's what that free support really goes a long way. Because I want to bring in as many people as we can to keep growing and building this platform, and hopefully we can get you guys. We can keep giving you guys some good value. Shout out to user 3218. Do you talk about your losses? Actually, earlier on, we just talked about it, but I can talk about it again. And thank you, Jay Enlightened, for the follow. Really appreciate that. So for October, my losses, well, I have a lot of losses over 20 years of being an adult, but my recent losses from my stocks and crypto, I'm down to $520,000 on basically what is about $6 million, or was at $6.5 million now. I'm probably under that. I know my crypto portfolios now went from 1.2 million down to 93,000. So, but when you have losses, the best thing you can do is don't try not to get too emotional about it. It hurts. It hurts. I understand it. It hurts, but you got don't make the panic decision, because then you're going to make more losses and you won't realize the losses that you had until afterwards. I'm down 2K on AMC. It hurt. It's tough seeing, because that's a lot of money. It's like that's a lot of money to most. Do you sell covered calls? I do not. I don't sell. I don't really do shorts or something. Every now and then I'll short a stock if I have really, really, really good reason and I'm able to make that risk. But overall, my thing is buy, hold. And then when I determine I've either made enough profit or I will no longer have a profit opportunity on an investment, then I sell. That's it. 'Cause I've been holding Apple and Microsoft for 20 years. So, and it's like that's part of what helped me grow. But I did short some things, like a while ago I shorted Coinbase, and that's how I got my holdings in there. But a lot of what the money I create comes from my businesses, and then I reinvest that. And Freddie, I know it hurts, but you have two decisions. You either can look at your position in AMC and see where you want to take it, or you can look at AMC and see if it has a viable option going forward. Now, AMC does have a good, if you have a good, if it has a good strategy for the future, it can work. But it's like you never know if they have to get the right people in there. Shout out to Freddie DCA for my crypto. Absolutely, you always want a dollar cost average in. That's the best way to do it for anything, stocks, crypto, or any investment. Shout out to do your own research. If you're holding 100 shares of these blue chips, you should totally sell options for premium income. And you can do it for Robinhood, where they'll do it for you. They'll just put it out and do it for you, which is kind of amazing, because then you can make some passive interest off of it. Um, but there is risk involved, so just just be wary of that. Shout out to Freddie. I wish they partner with Tesla AMC charging station for the cars. That actually is a good idea. Charge your car while you're watching the movie. That definitely works. But like, there's a lot that has to be done. There's a lot of investment that has to be done. I remember when AMC did the event. Now, this was back in the day when people actually did dinner and a movie as a date. So what you do is you would prepay your tickets online, right? This was early 2000s. So it goes to show you my age, but you pre-buy the tickets online. So, and then you get a meal voucher for like a restaurant that was close by. So like the one where I was living at the time had a Chicago Pizza Hub, an Olive Garden, and an Outback Steakhouse. They were right there. And what happened was what I would do is I just order the tickets for the movie and then make the reservation for dinner either after or before the movie. I always say you want to do it before, but it just depends on what movie you're watching. But that's what they do now. If AMC was doing something like that, but nowadays, like, people don't date the way they did 20 years ago. So like dinner and a movie just doesn't make sense anymore. Shout out to 710. I'm down 7K on AMC. I invested when everyone swore it was going to the moon. Yeah, when everyone's got euphoria, I usually start to level off. I stop investing or I start leveling off and selling the asset, because that's when people start having euphoria, the higher the rise up, the harder the crash. But losing 7K is not the end. Just stay diligent, learn from your mistakes, learn why you got in so late, learn what made you make that loss, and then go move forward from it. Because that's all we can really do is move forward from the losses and just go from there. Shout out to Freddie. It's a 710. I feel your pain. Yeah, we all feel your pain on there. So, but shoot, that reverse split made everything shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes they can do that, and there's been a lot of reverse splits. Just keep in mind, just keep buying. If there's a project you believe in, you dollar cost average in, but make sure that you have different avenues of profit. Like, so if don't put all your money into AMC, put money into various other things. Um, and it definitely was a valuable lesson. AMC in the game and GameStop were valuable lessons for a lot of people, and it's okay. You gotta learn those lessons so we can move forward. It's getting a little late. I got some calls to make before I actually head out to some canvassing events. I actually got my polo under this. It's raining here in Arkansas, so I got some real estate agents to meet and open houses to visit. So I think we're gonna call it quits. I don't know where Cody went, um, but his portfolio is doing good. At this rate, before the bull run, he should have a total invested of 35,000. Which by the bull run, we're hoping he can get up to about 600,000 and start investing in some properties. His credit score is on point. His credit card utilization is on point. Everything's on point for him, so he's in a good position. I just hope he doesn't meet a woman that screws it all up for him. So, but I can't make that decision for him. All I can do is help him grow and bring him into the fold of the network that I'm working in. But with that being said, that's another thing I want to say to help protect the wealth that you guys are building. If you guys are single, don't lead with it. Um, I do know that here's the trick that that's good. Like always meet them at a first date. That way they don't see what you're driving. They can't get an idea of your lifestyle. You want that all to be a mystery, right? That way when you do get to that level where she can start to see how you're living, or you both of you are starting to share, getting some insight on your lifestyles, then it's like, oh, okay, it's a bonus. Because me working in the finance industry, and I work and network with other business owners, I see so many guys leading with that. Yes, Freddie, leading with the bank account, leading with their money, leading with the car, like picking her up on the first date in like the 200, $300,000 sports car, like taking her out to for like $1,000 dinner. It's like, no, because you're only going to attract the ones that are going to use you. If you're driving because even though I have a couple nice cars right now and I have a couple on order, I still drive a 2014 Tacoma pickup truck. It only got 2 seats, no power windows, no cruise control, and no power seats. So, and it's just a 4-cylinder. So, but it works for what I need. It's got good gas miles. I put so many miles on it. It's a great car. So I tend to drive around in that a lot. If it does get to that serious point, which most of the times I can't because I have too much. I don't have enough time to do much of anything other than get here, do these lives, work, do all the other stuff I want to do. It's just impossible. But shout out to Freddie. Yes, it is. Women are kind of the crypto, our kryptonite, and we've all been there. Like, look, I've been 20 years old, and you're just full of it, and you're just like, all that. It's like testosterone just pounding you in the freaking head. Like, let's go. But yeah, shout out to Freddie and 710. Toyotas last forever. Mine's only got 130,000 miles on it, so I still got another 800,000 miles on it. And I see it with these young guys. I see the results of bad choices leading to bad financial situations. Because like on my moving company, my whole payroll got messed up because one guy was so far behind on child support that they clawed back. They like stopped the checks for everybody, clawed his money back. So now I have to reissue checks. It was just crazy. It was crazy. Like they put a stop on the whole payroll, all of the stuff going out. They clawed his money back, and then now I have to reissue those checks to people. So, but I've seen him time and time again. I got guys in here with like 5 kids, 8 kids, multiple women, multiple child support orders. I mean, I've seen them from $50 a week to $100 a week to I think the highest was I had one guy that he was making $2,000 every 2 weeks, and after child support, it was like $200. After child support and taxes, it was $200. I was like, I don't know how you're surviving off of this. Like, this is crazy. But you don't want to be in that position. And it's like there were the family courts are relentless, especially down in the South. They're charging like 29.9999% interest on backhoe child support. I got guys that they'll be paying this for decades. Decades. It's crazy. Shout out to Freddie. Oh, you're in Miami. Oh, you got to be careful down there. Definitely a lot of crazy people down in Miami. Although I'm not going to lie, once everything kind of gets a little settled with my businesses, I will be because I'm buying a place in Dallas. I'm going to buy a place in Miami. Fraud capital. Oh yeah, there's tons of fraud. Not to mention with the moving industry, there's a lot of the bad brokers and scamming moving companies are out of Florida too. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, I agree. It's great weather. I lived in Daytona Beach for 5 years. It was definitely great weather, and that's one of the reasons why I want to move back there. But Miami's just another place. But if you go like a little north, like Fort Lauderdale, it gets a little better. But the theft down there is crazy. Like I wouldn't live if I live in Miami, it would be in a condo. If I live in any other city, it would have to be in a gated community because the theft down there is just wild. It's just wild. So, and it was crazy because when I lived in Daytona Beach, it wasn't that bad. Like you knew the areas where stuff was going to get stolen, where things get stolen. Like I left my wallet in my Mercedes several times at my house in Florida and never had a problem. But then now it's like I'd be worried. Like I'd be worried driving a nice Maserati or something down because people are going to try and steal it. So, but you have to be careful. That's the best thing I can say is like best thing you can do financially. Don't have children out of wedlock. If you do have kids out of wedlock, it gets very hard because all your finances and everything are subject to scrutiny from the family courts, especially if you're not on good terms with the person you had a child with. It just gets rough. The best thing to do is build your life and plan for marriage. And if you're someone watching, I know we're coming to the end. There's not many left in here, but if you're one of the young guys and you don't have any kids and you're not married, don't be fucking around with these people because right now when the economy gets real bad, when it gets real bad, it's going to the finessing is going to start. So just be wary of that, guys. Remember, stay the course, keep your head down, look as quote unquote lame as possible, and you'll make it through. We'll make it through this. With that said, guys, thank you though for watching. Really appreciate you guys joining in. Glad to have you in here. Oh, shout out to Nicole Montero Realtor. Glad to have you in here. If you want to join my real estate realtor network, you can just send me a DM for my moving site because people who come in for the moving, we kind of funnel them over to real estate as they are moving into the cities that we're in, and they most likely buy a house. So definitely DM me there. But I'm glad to have you in here. Welcome in. I'm glad everyone else was in here, and thank you so much for the support. We are going to call it a day here, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. So thank you guys. Stay safe out there. Why don't invest in anything you don't understand? Don't invest your life savings all in one place, and definitely don't invest your nest egg. Protect your retirement. Don't pull out from your 401k for degenerate trades. Just use the money that you are willing to lose. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow.